Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to read another story that has a lot of rhythm and rhyme to it. And we're also going to extend our learning of story elements. We began our story element study when we were talking about characters and setting. Remember, characters are the people or animals that help tell the story, and the setting is where the story takes place. So there's two other parts to the story elements, and that's the problem and the solution. And I bet you can guess what problem is. It just means what goes wrong in the story, or what is the challenge for the characters in the story. Okay, so today we're going to read a story that's called The Giant Jam Sandwich. And we're going to be thinking about characters and setting. We already know what those are. And now we're going to be looking for the problem and also the solution. And the solution is just how the problem gets solved or how it gets fixed. So how the problem gets fixed or solved. And it looks like this got erased. So there we go. So now we have 4 things that we have to listen for in our story. And now we know all the parts of what story elements are: character, setting, problem, solution. All good stories have all of those things. All right, let's start. I'm going to get rid of this. And now we can start reading our story. So, The Giant Jam Sandwich. That looks really good. Let's make some predictions. Boys and girls, a prediction is just a guess as to what you think might happen. And good readers make predictions by looking at pictures and thinking about the words like in the title or the words that they read in the story on a page. So let's look at this. This is a story that is written, and the author and the illustrator is the same person. It's John Vernon Lord, and the verses are by Janet Burroway. So let's see. Well, I'm going to make some predictions. I see a wasp or a bee or something here. I don't know. That could maybe be part of the problem. Sometimes wasps or bees want to sting people. And I see they're out in the country. Maybe this is a village or a small town. So something's going to happen because I don't see anything else except for that bee. So that bee must be, or wasp, whatever it is, that must be important because it's the only thing in the picture there. Okay, the Giant Jam Sandwich. I can't wait to read this to you guys. It's so good. One hot summer in Itching Down, 4 million wasps flew into town. They drove the picnickers away. They chased the farmers from their hay. They stung Lord Swell on his fat bald pate. They dived and hummed and buzzed and ate. Are you already thinking about what the problem might be? I wonder if it has something to do with the wasps. What do you guys think? And the noisy, nasty nuisance grew till the villagers cried, "What can we do?" Boys and girls, nuisance just means like something annoying or, annoying. So they called a meeting in the village hall, and Mayor Muddlenut asked them all, "What can we do?" And they said, "Good question," but nobody had a good suggestion. Then Bap the baker leapt to his feet and cried, "What do wasps like best to eat?" "Strawberry jam." "Now wait a minute. If we made a giant sandwich, we could trap them in it." The gentleman cheered, the lady squealed, and Farmer Seed said, "Use my field." Wow, check it out, boys and girls. They're making a giant loaf of bread. Now look, here are the wasps. They're still here causing trouble. So let's stop for a minute. Can you think about what the problem is in this story? Tell someone close to you. If you said the problem was the wasps or were the wasps, you're right on. So now we have to read. We know what the problem is. The wasps are causing trouble in the village. So now we need to keep reading to see how the villagers solve the problem. Remember, when you solve a problem, you fix it. You make it go away. That's the solution. Okay. Bat gave instructions for making of the dough. Mix flour from above and yeast from below, salt from the seaside, water from the spout. Now thump it, bump it, bang it about. While they were working and working hard, some more made a tablecloth out in the yard. When they were done, the dough was left to rise till the loaf was a mountain in shape and size. They hitched it up, that means they hooked it up to the bus, and now they're going to carry it with a bit of a fuss to tractors, cars, and the village bus, and took it to the oven they had made on the hill, 50 cookers in an old brick mill. For hours and hours they let it cook. It swelled, that means it got really big. Inside till the windows shook. It was piping hot, very hot. When they took it out and the villagers raised a mighty shout. Isn't it crusty? Aren't we clever? But the wasps were just as bad as ever. The loaf was left to cool, and then the people watched while 6 strong men took a great big saw and sliced right through. Everybody clapped, and they cut the slice too. The village bus, they all agreed, would spoil the fields of farmers' seed, so 8 fine horses pulled the bread to where the picnic cloth was spread. Spread just means they laid it out. A truck drew up and dumped out butter, and they spread it out with a flap and a flutter, spoons and spades, slap and slam, and they did the same with the strawberry jam. Yum. Do you think this is going to solve the problem? Meanwhile, high above the field, 6 flying machines whirred and wheeled, ready for the wasps to take the bait. And then there was nothing to do but wait. Suddenly the sky was humming. All 4 million wasps were coming. My goodness, 4 million, that's a lot of wasps. They smelled the jam, they dived and struck, and they ate so much that they all got stuck. The other slice came down kersplat on top of the wasps, and that was that. There were only 3 that got away, 1, 2, 3, and where they are now I cannot say. But they never came back to Itching Down, which is not a woppish sort of town, but a very nice place to dance and play, and that's what the villagers did that day. But what became of the sandwich? Well, in Itching Down, they like to tell how the birds flew off with it in their beaks and had a feast for 100 weeks. Looks like they solved 2 problems. Okay, so let's go back to what I was asking you in the beginning. I said, think about the characters. So turn and tell someone, who were the characters in this story? Okay, if you said the villagers and the wasps, those are the people that helped tell the story, who the story was about. How about the setting? Where was all that happening? Where were they in Itching Down? They were in a little village, a tiny town. Okay, that's the setting. Outside in the village, solving that problem. Okay, the problem. Remember we said the problem is what's going wrong in the story? the challenge. Can you turn and tell someone what's the challenge in this story? What is the problem? What's going wrong? Turn and tell somebody. That's right. If you said the problem were the wasps, you were right. They were stinging the people and being a big nuisance in itching down. Okay, so the last thing, the new part of story elements that we learned were problem, and we said that was the wasps. So how did they solve the problem? What was the solution? That means how'd they fix it? How'd they fix the wasps? Turn and tell somebody. That's right. If you said they made a big jelly sandwich and they trapped the wasps inside the sandwich and then the birds flew away with the sandwich, that's how they solved the problem. Boys and girls, you did a great job listening today and learning about the last two parts of story elements. And so now you know them all: character, setting, problem, solution. And today in our offline activity, you're going to show us that you remember what those four things are, and you're going to draw and write about it. You can follow my example that I have on the instruction sheet. I can't wait to read with you again. Have fun making your story element map.